back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. We are having a little bit of a rough mother-child day. Energetically, I did just move him to the other room. We'll see. So, I would like to get a reading done without being highly interrupted. So, we'll see. Let's try and get like 15 or so minutes. We're using the Yin Yang Oracle today. I was a little bit balls deep in a reading already when I had to adjust the energetic levels of this room, so we will see what comes out. Okay. We have water energy coming out. It could be, but it doesn't have to be, relating to some sort of Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer sign in your life, or it could just be that time of the year, so February, March, June, July, or November, October, the end of October to November. Like right now, we're almost in Scorpio season in about a week, or a little more than a week, maybe like 2 weeks. So anyway, something could be happening for you there. We also have autumn and harvest. This is interesting, and winter and rebirth. If you're in the northern hemisphere, this is the seasons that we're in right now, so that's interesting. There could be something happening here. We do have toxicity bound patterns, and we have limitations, fears, separation, and longing, which are very much similar images. It's like a woman in a dress, and it's interesting. It's very similar. What fears or longing are holding you back, or perhaps there's some sort of situation that you're longing for, but you're limiting yourself about. You have fears about it. Maybe you want to do a new job. Maybe you want to make an offer, a love offer. Ooh, we have facade and beliefs. Maybe you're afraid of being seen in your authenticity. I think that's pretty common in a fucking society that's completely based on aesthetics and consumerism. Anyway, we have third eye clarity, waking up to your own truth. Ooh, finally, we have some divine feminine energy here. We have transcendence, unity, transformation. We have the south node clinging to your comfort zone. We have guarded vulnerability, forming a solid structure, freedom, leap, opportunities, and reflection and projections. We also have closed off, guarded, regret, and repression. Okay. First of all, let's talk about the seasonal thing really quick. If you're in the southern hemisphere, this is nothing, take it for what it is, more of an energetic level. Harvest and winter, we have what? I'm only accepting respect right now. I know that's hard for you guys. Okay, so we have autumn, and my cat is staring at me. We have autumn and harvest and rebirth and winter. In this time, for those of us who are in the northern hemisphere, it is a time to kind of flow, which is what this water energy is speaking to, allowing ourselves to really get in tune with what this season is about, which is like slowing down, harvest, really focusing on what it is that you've already done, the things that you've already harvested for yourself, whether that's literally from your garden or whether that's work-related, relationships, whatever, personal development, whatever it is for you. Acknowledging how far you've come, and with this winter rebirth following that, right, allowing yourself to kind of slow down, follow the bears, right, hibernate, allow yourself to sit in a space of reflection, allowing yourself to not project on others what it is that you still haven't accomplished, or what it is that you still are looking for, or whatever like that. Be very careful. I think with this facade and beliefs and this toxicity bound in patterns, we are being encouraged to release ourselves from the limited space of what other people's thoughts, feelings, actions may be about us. Remember, what other people think about you is none of your fucking business, and most of the time it is a projection, not really a reflection. If someone comes at you, left-handed, or not, I don't left-handed, that was weird. If someone comes at you sideways, that's what I meant. I mean, maybe you're a lefty, I'm not trying to throw shade. But anyway, allowing yourself to kind of let it roll off your back like a fucking duck, right? Like duck in water. Understanding that people say stupid shit to people because they feel like shit about themselves, right? Continue forming whatever solid foundation that it is you are working on. Stay focused, put those blinders on, right? Now we do have this comfort zone with the clinging on to what's maybe not necessarily good for us or even comfortable, but it's like a familiar uncomfortability, so we'd rather that than taking a leap of faith into the unknown, right? So maybe you're being asked to kind of see where you're holding yourself back, right? This rebirth winter is the first energy for this reading. So what patterns are you binding yourself to? In the reading I was just doing that got interrupted heavily, we had ego, pride, and party and vanity coming out. So there was a lot of external validation necessary. Because of the energy that was happening in my house, I decided to reshuffle. It was just not... it's intense. So instead of... these are two very different energies. Limitations, fear, leaping for opportunities. How can you set yourself up for success with what you're already doing, with what you already have? How can you take a leap of faith within that, right? Is there something you can join locally in your community? Is there something that you can, I don't know what it is for you, but what limitations, cracking your knuckles may be significant. I don't usually do that for readings or in readings. But what is it that you can allow yourself to kind of overcome in order to maybe bring in some new opportunities? Again, comfortably, like clinging on to what is uncomfortably comfortable is a form of staying bound. Right now, the South Node energy, North Node and South Node are in, so your North Node isn't out here as a card, but your North Node is stepping into your purpose, right? Which is what we've been really talking about all of the readings, right? My channel is about how to do that. It's a map to navigate your consciousness, essentially. So with the comfort zone being in Virgo, Virgo is represented by the Hermit card in the tarot, and the cosmic purpose is in Pisces until summer of next year. And so with this water energy out, Pisces is like the depths of your soul, the depths of the ocean. Pisces have an ability to take on characteristics from all the zodiacs because they are the last in the zodiac. So I feel like that's speaking to your cosmic purpose. Again, the cosmic purpose isn't here, but we do have this feminine energy, and we have this third eye and clarity, and we have transformation, which is speaking to stepping into what it is you want and need to do, right? What the earth needs right now is for everybody to be the best version of themselves, be led by their passions and their what's this word? Convictions, right? And instead we have a lot of the collective energy is very much regret, repression, guarded, and vulnerable, right? There's a lot of harsh, closed off, guarded, and resistance, but not the good resistance that we are seeking in this moment at the collective level globally, but more like resistance to any sort of change that could be a little bit uncomfortable. Again, just because we are uncomfortably comfortable in what we know doesn't mean that it is for us, right? So what are you doing to transform and transcend? This is transcend and unity. What are you doing to allow yourself to be in this process? It's not a rhetorical question. I can't answer that for you. Answer it honestly. You know, the feminine energy is all about being, which I feel like with these, it's about being, it's about creating, it's about nurturing, it's about receiving. And the feminine energy on this planet is definitely under attack, obviously, not just in female body form, but also the feminine energy of the planet itself. The earth is alive. The earth gives us everything that we need, but these systems that we are living under have co-opted that, put a price tag on it, and are killing the planet and everything on it, right? I mean, it's very obvious. So in these times, it's really important for each of us to release ourselves from whatever facade we may be carrying around, whatever like a lot of people use their ego as like a shield to protect from like their authenticity. Like I think a lot of times with an unhealed inner child, a lot of people, or like even just like a lot of trauma, people will use their ego as a shield to protect. I mean, that's what I believe is like the best case scenario, is that like you present as an asshole to protect that inner child, to protect yourself from any sort of trauma. But I feel like in this time we're really, really seeking as a collective that connection, right? Because it's been taken from us. And I've been realizing as a millennial that a lot of these kids or the youth don't really know what community connection is because of the internet, because they've grown up with that. Now, I grew up in the 90s. We didn't have, we started having the internet, but like we were outside, we were playing, and the earth isn't like that anymore. The world is not a safe place for kids to do that. And there are a lot of us who are trying to get back into those community spaces, right? Trying to support like actual human connection. And I feel like we've just become so far removed from that, and that's part of the problem that we're witnessing at a global scale, right? Is this need for community and connection. And I mean, a lot of people, consider school or work or church those spaces, but there aren't any other. Those are all still arms of the system, right? Let's keep it so fucking for real. Like, there used to be third spaces. Like, I grew up going to the mall or going to the roller rink, or I just nodded. Just riding our bikes around. We'd all meet up at someone's house, right? Like, I live in a small town, and there's a lot of that. Like, these kids over here play in the street, and I love it. And it sucks because my kid isn't really able to do that, so it's hard. So I'm trying to create those spaces for us to also have community, right? But again, that comfort zone, what are you holding on to so tightly that it's keeping you bound, right? What are you unwilling to release in order to take a leap of faith? And I think that's the thing when we're doing this process for ourselves, when we're asking ourselves these questions. Why am I closed off to whatever? Why am I guarded against this? What am I protecting within me? What facade am I presenting to the world? Who am I really? How do I project onto others the way I'm feeling about myself? Those are some of the questions that I feel like we can ask in this moment to gain clarity about ourselves, right? The process of coming into consciousness is awakening your third eye, is awakening to your spiritual gifts, your spiritual path in general. It's awakening to, I believe that everybody has the ability to be clairvoyant, clairsentient, at least pull on some of the clairs. I believe that to my core. I just believe that these systems are toxic to that ability. And so when we're not aware of the abilities that we have, and we just feed off of this very surface level system, whereas Pisces asks us to dive deep into the unknown within ourselves and the world around us to gain clarity about our role and about the things that we can do to form solid structures and foundations, not only for ourselves, but for the world around us. The world needs more good, right? I had this one sign that I was working on for so long, and it's like this play of words, and it said, believe there is good in the world, but the B-E in believe were a different color, and then you like lined it up so it was like be the good within that other saying of believe there is good in the world, be the good. So I really truly believe that. It's kind of something that I've held very deep to myself. Also that quote from Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. What are you doing to make that happen? And what has been done to you that has left you feeling like you're unable to do that? I mean, these are just some prompts for doing some inner work. But with this autumn and winter, I would take these seasons to do this reflection, do this introspection, and try to pivot. You know, in the other reading I was doing again before Miles started getting crazy, was the Divine Intervention card was also coming out. So in the Tower moment, or Tower, the Storm. So try to do this work for yourself. I know people have a hard time hearing work and not relating it to a 9 to 5. I was also in that space. When I first heard work, I was like, what? I don't want to do more work. What are you talking about? But this is like soul work. This is like, I believe if you remove the system, this is the work that matters. This is the work of the, making the world a better place by doing it first for yourself, making yourself a better human, following your passions and the things that you want to do, know that are needed, understanding your skills and your strengths and also your weaknesses so that you can move without any resistance, right? Without, what is that saying? There's a magical saying, it's like, with harm to none, but like the path of least resistance. So like, doing things that can bring you in, more of a balance for yourself so that you can also become a pillar for others, right? And that's the thing, we're not led by our ego through this process, we are led through our soul. So once you figure this out for yourself, then you turn around and you support others through it. I believe that's why we're all here, and that's why we connect, right? Once we make it through, we go back. It's like a maze. I'm getting that Harry Potter with the maze. What is that, the fourth one? The Triwizard Tournament. And I'm also getting Maze Runner. When we make our way through, then we come back and help others. Alright? I hope this helped. I'm going to pull a couple of these to just leave us on a high note. If you are in a space of maybe changing careers or starting your own business, I have a whole playlist called What's Your Callings, and those are readings to help you kind of figure out what's holding you back from doing that, or what field you could go into, or what's needed for the world. So go check those out. If you feel so called, they are there for you. It's too many. Did I tell you I'm watching Legally Blonde? Anything gonna come out or what? I'll just pull from the top. Boundaries. If it's not an absolute yes, then it's an absolute no. Practice radical self-love. Absolutely. And I would say in this process, also placing firmer boundaries around your space. if you have an inkling that someone is envious or jealous of you or trying to pull on your energy or siphon your energy or destiny swab, I said swamp, be careful and place very firm boundaries. You don't have to let them know, or you don't have to have any of those conversations, but I would say pull your energy back. A good way to do that is to just say, you can call on Archangel Michael, or maybe, I don't know if Archangel Michael works with everyone, but if you feel called to Archangel Michael, you could possibly call on him, or whatever it is you believe to help you identify who it is that is doing that to you. Again, be open to receiving the information though. Like, say you're in a partnership with like a boyfriend of, a couple years, or a girlfriend of a couple years, and you're like, I'm getting a really weird feeling, and like, I don't know, and then all of a sudden, the universe pulls them out of your life, and you're like grieving, you go through this grieving process, and you're like, I want them back. That's part of that. I'm uncomfortable in this situation, but at least it's familiar, right? So when you are committed to bettering yourself, you are going to be isolated. I need you to understand that. I don't talk to any of my old friends and family. And if I have a lapse in judgment, it is quickly made known to me that was not a good idea, and that is quickly course corrected. So I've been on my journey for a good 20 years though, so I'm more comfortable with losing people. I recognize that rejection is protection, and it's also redirection, right? Advance. Follow your dreams one step at a time. Little steps add up to big things. Just keep going. And one more. Progress. Even if you stumble and fall, the steps you take move you forward. All you need to do is get up again. All right? Again, speaking to that inner child. Allow yourself to reparent yourself through this process. I know one of the motivating factors that I've always held on to in my journey is that I want to be the adult that I needed when I was younger, because there wasn't anyone for me, and if there was, my parents wouldn't allow it, right? So recognize what is trying to control you, what is keeping you stuck, and do your best to pivot away from it, and take the time you need to do so. Have a good one.